Most experts are bad teachers, and it's not their fault. One big reason for this is that the process of becoming an expert inherently makes it harder to speak to the level of a novice. Let me explain. To perform a complex task successfully, a novice relies almost entirely on rules. But one of your brain's most important jobs is to put predictable, especially repeatable things on autopilot. It wants to offload the easy stuff to save energy for things that really need your attention. So as you move from novice to expert, you internalize all those rules. You don't think about them anymore. Your focus shifts to dealing with special cases and weird exceptions. In other words, an expert deals almost entirely with special circumstances because the novice level rules are already automated. So when you ask an expert to teach a novice, you have multiple problems. First, they don't think about the rules anymore, so they struggle to articulate them. Second, to spell out the rules, they have to force themselves to think like a novice again, which is counterintuitive and ironically makes them less of an expert. So it turns out you probably weren't that bad at math in high school. It's much more likely that your expert math teacher just wasn't very good at speaking at your level. Now you might be thinking to yourself, but I know an expert in XYZ field that's an excellent teacher. And that, my friend, is a big exception to the rule that's worth talking about. There are some experts, rare and difficult to find in the wild, who also have developed the entirely separate skill set of teaching. In other words, they aren't good at teaching because they're experts in a particular space. They're good at teaching because they're also expert teachers. But experts who haven't developed this skill set often find it difficult to instruct novices in a way that makes sense to them. A good example of how this whole thing works is learning how to drive. In the beginning, a new driver has to explicitly focus all their mental resources on the rules. Right pedal is gas, left pedal is brake. Use your turn signal in advance. Where's the turn signal again? You can turn right on red, but not left. Give space to the car in front of you. Don't change lanes in an intersection. You get the idea. On the other hand, a seasoned driver has automated so much of that process that they might get to work in the morning and have no memory of the journey. The brain is just doing its job. It doesn't want to spend explicit energy on predictable things it can automate. And that's something we should all be grateful for, because it's the reason we can do so many things. Who do you know that's both a good teacher and an expert in their field? And if you want to learn more about this, check out Hubert Dreyfus's 5-stage model of skill acquisition.